In the gleaming marble city of Doriconia, every aroma carried the weight of legacy. Here food was more than nourishment, it was history. And history was not to be tampered with. High on the cliffs overlooking the sapphire sea, Doriconia stood like a crown of pride. Streets wound like ribbon through its old stone quarters, where statues of ancestors watched your every move. In this city, tradition was gospel. Recipes were sacred. And to question them was, in some families, an act of betrayal. Every 10 years, Doriconia held the Feast of Generations, a culinary ritual meant to honor the ancestors by recreating their exact recipes, down to the final flake of salt. It was not a competition, though everyone treated it like one. And failure to uphold the flavors of the past was unforgettable. The last to try something new was Chives Xavier. He had once been Doriconia's most celebrated chef, until he dared to blend saffron with clementines, and served pasta shaped like stars. Heresy. His name was stricken from the culinary archives, and his kitchen burned down by those who claimed to preserve purity. They say he vanished into the wind. I found his spice satchel in my grandmother's basement. Worn leather. Smelled like possibility. Coriander. Smoked paprika. Something citrus and sharp. Something not Doriconian. I should have turned it in to the Ministry of Preservation. Instead, I hid it beneath my bed and whispered to it at night. This year it was my turn to cook at the feast. My family expected pasta dorica, a silky ricotta-stuffed dish as old as the city's walls. But when I stood in the kitchen with Nana's instructions in one hand and Chives Xavier's satchel in the other, I made a choice. I started chopping with a different rhythm. I roasted tomatoes until they wept. I added ginger to wake them up. I boiled herbs not listed in any ancestral scroll. I even hand-shaped the pasta into spirals, scandalous. I didn't want to erase tradition. I wanted to honor it through evolution. But rumors spread. As they always do in Doriconia. You'll shame your bloodline, warned my uncle. Is this about your identity again? Whispered my cousin. Don't disgrace our name, my mother said, eyes cold as marble. The night before the feast I cracked. My sauce split. My broth soured. My hands shook. Had I made a mockery of everything I loved? I opened Chives' final pouch, one tied with crimson thread. Inside there was no spice. Just a note. To the one bold enough to cook with heart, do not fear the burn. Fire reveals flavor. The secret is never the spice. It's you. I stood there, barefoot, weeping into rosemary. Then I rolled up my sleeves and cooked again. At the Feast of Generations, nobles, elders, and food ministers lined up like judges. My family looked the other way. My dish, fiamma pasta, steamed under a silver cloche, its scent dancing in defiance. The moment the eldest minister took a bite, the table went silent. By the second bite, his eyes closed. By the third, he smiled, a thing Doriconian elders are not known to do. My grandmother reached for her fork, trembling. She tasted it, then looked at me as though seeing me for the first time. It tastes like a future Chives would have wanted, she whispered. That night something changed. The elders didn't punish me. They rewrote the tradition. From now on, each decade's feast would include a second round. The Ember Course, where one chef reinterprets a classic with soul. They named it after me, the chef's Ember. Doriconia did not fall. Its towers still stood. But somewhere, maybe in the hills or kitchens of the exiled, a wind carried the scent of spice and rebellion. And Chives Xavier? They say he never returned. But I know he never really left.